So when I say documents, document, it is a standard object. It is a standard object. Document is a standard object created by the Salesforce. Document is a standard object created by the Salesforce. In this object, what do you mean by object? In the Salesforce, we call the object. If you are calling an object in the Salesforce, it means it's a table in the regular database. In the regular applications, you call it as a table. In the Salesforce, we call it as an object. Right. So, it is a standard object created by the Salesforce. It is used for what? It is used to store documents, files, images, and sensitive information. Sensitive information. Now, when you are going for the documents, there are two types of documents what we have. One is internal document, other one is externally available image. There are two types of documents what we have. One is internal image, internal document. Second one is externally available image. When I say internal document, this can be accessed only by the internal users. This can be accessed only by the internal users. And content of the file is not visible directly. Content of the file will not be visible directly. You need to manually open the file. Let us say in the Gmail, I am attaching the Salesforce notes and I am forwarding to you. Will the notes will be opened or you need to manually open the file? You will get an attachment saying that Salesforce notes is attached. But if you want to see the content of the file, you need to manually open the file to see the content. Am I right? Which is called internal document. When I say internal document, content of the file will not be opened directly. We need to manually open the document. I repeat, when I say document as internal, only internal users can access the file, and content of the file is not opened directly. Users has to manually open the file to view the content, which is called internal document. Let me demonstrate. Look at the format. I am having a tab panel. This is a tab panel. On the tab panel, we are finding plus symbol. Click on the plus symbol. Scroll down. You are able to see documents. Click on the document. Go to the new document. I am seeing logo. It is indicating. Indicate document is internal. I indicated the document as internal. Scroll down. Choose the file. Choose the file and I have some images. I uploaded the image. Now, look at the format. Document is uploaded and it is saved. Content of the file is not visible directly. I have a key. I have a link here. View the file. When you click on the link, content of the file is visible. When you say document as internal document, content of the file will not be opened directly. We need to manually open the content of the file. Are you clear about this? This is not visible to the external user. Who are the external users? Your customers, partners, retailers, people who will try to access your application through website, portals, communities, self-service. Those people are called external users. Employees of your organization are called internal users. So, when I say document as internal document, content of the file is visible to only internal users. Now, we have the second category, which is called externally available image. When I say externally available image, it is not external document. externally available image, only images, externally available image. If you want to share the document with internal users and external users, if you want to share the document with internal users and external users, then we make the document as externally available image. Look at the format. Edit properties. I am making this as what? Externally available image. When I make it as externally available image, content of the file is directly visible. Content of the file is directly visible. And who can see this? Both the internal users and external users. Who can see this? Internal users can see as well as external users can see it. Right. Now, whenever you want to use this image as a logo for your application, if you want to use this image as a logo for your application, if you want to use this image as a logo for the application, then we keep this image as externally available image. If you want to use the logo, if you want to use this image as a logo, then the document should be externally available image. Right. Now, what is the maximum size of the file we can upload? The maximum size of the file is 5 MB. What is the maximum size of the file we can upload at a time? 5 MB. Suppose if you are trying to use this image as a logo, if you want to use this image as a logo, maximum size is 20 KB. What is the maximum size? 20 KB. Let me repeat the points one more time. Let me repeat that point one more time. So what is this? Document is a standard object created by the Salesforce. We use document object to store files, images and documents. Right. Then who can see this? Who can see this document? Any user whose profile has a permission to see the document object, they will be able to access. So where we are giving the permission? At the profile level we are giving the permission. Documents are classified as internal document and externally available document. Documents are classified as internal or externally available document. So when you say internal document, if I say internal document, these documents can be accessed or shared with only internal users. And the content of the document is not visible directly. The content of the document is not visible directly. So when you say internal document, it is visible to only internal users and the content of the document is not open directly. Okay. Now when you say externally available image, if you say externally available image, these documents can be shared with internal users and external users. Who can access this document? Both the internal users as well as external users. When you say document as externally available image, it can be accessed both by internal users as well as external users. And content of the document is directly visible. Content of the document is directly visible. Content of the document is directly visible. Are you clear about this? Right. Now look at the format. What is the maximum size of the file? Maximum size of the file we can upload is 5 MB. The maximum size of the file is 5 MB. Then we have, in case if you want to use this document as a logo for the application, minimum it should be 3 KB, maximum should be 20 KB. If you want to use the document as a logo, then minimum size should be 3 KB, maximum size is 20 KB. People are clear with this? People are clear? Right. So let me give you. What is the navigation that we have? What is the navigation we have? The navigation is navigation tab panel, click on the plus sign, documents, new document. Enter the document name, unique name, choose the document type as internal or external, save it. Are you clear about this point? Okay. Now the question is, at the time of creating a document, if you observe carefully, how I am creating, click on plus sign, document, new document. Then it is asking in which folder you want to share. In which folder you want to save. Every document is saved to a folder. In which document? The document should be saved to which folder? Then they told, boss, if you save the document to my personal document folder, you cannot upload them, you cannot deploy them from sandbox to production. Any documents which are in my personal documents, they cannot be shared with anyone, and the files in this folder cannot be deployed to production. From sandbox, in the sandbox, if I save document as my personal document, you will not be able to deploy them from sandbox to production. So any document which you want to deploy from sandbox to production, that should be in any one of the folder other than my personal document. I repeat, if you are working on the sandbox, if you are saving the document in a personal document folder, those documents cannot be deployed from sandbox to production. That is the reason what I do, I create my own folder. Any document which is stored to personal documents cannot be shared with anyone else. If you want the documents to be shared with someone else, I have to create a folder and store them in a folder. Now let us see how to create. Click on plus sign, documents, you are able to see here, document, create a new document folder, document folder. On this document, what type of access you want to give? Read or read and write. To whom you want to give? I told give the access for everyone in this organization. Give the access for everyone in the organization. Then I told, is the folder is hidden from all the users? You created a folder. Do you want to show the folder to everyone or hide it from everyone? Or you want to share with only specific group of people? You want to share with only specific group of people, you can say. Share with only CEO. I can share with only specific group of people. You want to share with everyone? You want to hide from everyone? You want to share with specific group of people? It's your choice. I want to share with everyone with the read and write access. That I am trying to create a new document. New document. Document notes. Indicate document is internal. Choose the folder as capital documents. Choose the file. I want to upload map notes. This is how we have created a document. I hope I am clear. So, what is the navigation for creating a folder? Setup, tab panel, click on the plus sign, document, create document folder. Enter the folder name, enter the visibility of the file, choose to whom you want to share. You want to share with everyone, or you don't want to share with anyone, or you want to share with any specific user. Right, boss? I hope you are clear. This is for what? Uploading the files from the desktop to the Salesforce. If you want to upload any files from the desktop to the Salesforce, we store them in a document object. Any queries on this topic? People are clear? People are clear about this concept? Right, boss? Any other queries? Right. Fine. I have given the hard copy. All the points, the same notes I have given you. Right. Let us go to the next point. We want to create applications. We have seen how to create the documents. Now we want to see how to create an application. So what is an application? What is an application? Look at the format. What is this called? Tab panel. When I say tab panel, what is this? Campaign is a tab. Lead is a tab. Account is a tab. Contacts is a tab. Opportunity is a tab. Forecast is a tab. All these are what? Tabs. So application is a collection of tabs. Application is a collection of tabs. Application is a collection of tabs. For the sales application, we have the following tabs. For service application, we have the following tabs. For site.com, we have the following tabs. So what is an application? Application is a collection of tabs. Now what is the use of this tab? When I click on the tab, corresponding page will open. I clicked on the lead page opened where I can enter my data. If I want to work with the account table, click on the account tab, account page opened, I am working with the account. So when you click on the tab, corresponding object or page will open. Right, okay. Now let us see. So what is the definition of an application? Application is a collection of tabs. There are two types of applications what we have. One is a standard application. Second one is a custom application. There are two types of applications what we have. Standard application, custom application. When you say standard application, these are created by the Salesforce. These are the applications. Created by the Salesforce. These are the applications which are created by the Salesforce. Like what are the examples? Like we have sales, call center, service, site.com. So all these applications are created by who? Salesforce. You can see them. We have sales, service, marketing, app launcher, community. All these applications are created by Salesforce. Applications which are created by the Salesforce are called standard application. Now, any one of the application created by the Salesforce, we cannot delete them. We can only customize it according to your need, but you cannot delete them. Any application which is created by the Salesforce, if you want, you can hide it, but you cannot delete it. Applications created by the Salesforce cannot be deleted. They can be only hidden and customized. Right. So all these are applications created by the Salesforce. Suppose according to my business, if I want to create my own applications, they are called custom applications. Applications which are created by the user according to his organizational business requirement are called custom application. Applications created by the user according to his organizational business requirement are called custom application. Right. So what are the applications? Custom applications are created by the user according to his business requirement. So what is an application? Application is a collection of tabs. There are two types of application, standard application and custom application. Standard application. Applications which are created by the Salesforce are called standard application. Example you have seen, sales, call center, marketing. Standard applications cannot be deleted. Standard applications can be customized. What are custom applications? These are the applications which are created by the user according to his organizational business requirement. So how to create a custom application? Let us see the navigation to see how applications can be created. Navigation, setup, build, create, apps, setup, build, create, apps. All these are standard application. New, choose the application. Custom app, console app. I will come back to console. Now we are going with the custom app. Custom app. Then we have enter the application name, application label. Label with what name applications are visible. You can see here. Applications are visible to you with the label called service, marketing, app launcher. These are what? Application label. With what name application should be displayed. Application name. It is the actual name of the application. If you want to refer to this application programmatically, it is the actual name of the application. If you want to refer to this application programmatically, then we use application name. The name using which we refer to the application programmatically, that name is called application name. Name with which we display the application on the UI. With what name we display the application on the UI, that is called application label. Label with what name you display. Application name with what name you refer to the application programmatically. With what name you refer to the application programmatically is called application name. With what name you display the application on the UI is called application label. Just like your SBI. Wherever you go with the State Bank of India, they display it as what? SBI. Label they are displaying as SBI. If they want to write any contract, agreement with any company, they write State Bank of India. The label name. Always the label name is what? User friendly. What user can understand or user friendly. Then your application name is what? Programmer friendly. Are you clear about this? Now I am going with the loan management app. Loan management. In the application name, the spaces are not accepted. White spaces are not accepted. So we got loan underscore management. Application label, application name, description. So we maintain information. Customer loans. This is how we create it. Label name, application label name, application name. Then logo for your application. We already created a document. First we need to create a document. Then click on insert image. When you click on insert image, you are able to see here logo. We inserted two images. One is a map notes. Look at the point, capital documents. Why there is nothing displayed here? Only externally available images can be used as logos. So that's the reason this logo is coming. Choose it. So first create a externally available image. First create externally available image. Then upload that image as a logo for your application. Then if you want to use it as a logo, minimum size 3 KB, maximum size 20 KB. Width is 300 pixel, height is 55 pixel. It is suggested values. Width and height is suggested. 300 pixel width, 55 pixel height. Go to the next. Then every application has a collection of tabs. According to your application, what are the tabs you want to take? I want to take leads. I want to take leads, accounts, contacts. According to your application, what are the tabs you want? So when you are creating an application, application is nothing but a collection of tabs. Which tabs you want to use? Select the tabs. I have chosen home, leads, account, contact. Fine. These are the tabs which I want to display in my application. Okay. Now, whenever an application is open, the moment you open an application, on the first page, whose data need to be displayed? If I click on a home tab, home page will open. If I click on a accounts tab, account page will open. Leads tab, lead page will open. Contacts tab, contact page will open. Right, boss? Now they are asking, boss, on the first page of the application, whenever I open an application, on the first page, whose data should be displayed? Do you want me to display home page data, lead data, accounts data, contacts data? Whose data I should display? The moment I open an application, every application will have first page. On the first page of the application, whose data should be displayed? Whose data you want to display on the first page of the application? I told show accounts data. On the first page, whose data I want to show? Accounts data. So I'm selecting it as what? Default landing tab. The moment you open a application, whose page needs to be opened? The moment I open an application, whose page needs to be opened? The moment I open an application, whose page I need to open? Whose data I need to open on the first page? I have chosen as what? Account. Default landing tab. The tab which you have chosen as default landing, the data of the tab will be displayed on the first page of the application. Am I clear? Okay. Now let us go to the next one. Next. Who can see this application? All these are what? Profiles. All these are profile. Which profile can see? Clerk profile can see. Field executive can see. Field manager can see. Select the list of profiles who can see this application. Select the list of profiles who can see this application. You created an application for whom you want to make this application as visible. Select the list of profiles. Save it. When you save it, you will see here. Find again, loan management. When I open, we got a logo. What is the label name? Loan space management. I told you. Label name you can have space. Application name cannot have spaces. So what was this? Label name. Then what are the tabs that are displayed? Home, lead, accounts, contacts. Whose page opened? Accounts tab open. This is called as what? Default landing tab. The tab what you have chosen as default landing. The tab what you have chosen as default landing. The data of the tab will be displayed on the first page of the application. So we got logo of the application, list of tabs, and we got application label, application name. Why system administrator is able to see? Satish Mala is able to see because I have a profile called system administrator and I told application should be visible to system administrator. Are you clear? Let us create one more application. Setup, build, create apps, new app. Choose the custom app. Next, let us say credit card application. Next, application label, application name, logo. If I don't give any logo, Salesforce logo will come. We can do that. We'll see that once we create a custom tab. Now, we got a tabs here. Once you got the tabs, at this moment, when I am creating the application, what all the tabs that are there, they will be displayed. Some of them are created by Salesforce, some of them are created by you. At the time of creating your application, what all the tabs that are available, they will be displayed. That may be a standard tab, that may be a custom tab. Right, boss? At the time of creating an application, all the tabs which are available, they will be displayed. They may be a standard tab, they may be a custom tab. So I have chosen account. When I choose this default landing tab, I have chosen home. Then next. Then it is asking who can see it. Select the profiles who can see it. Now I told it should not be visible to system administrator. I told show this application only for integration user, security user, website user, box. I selected these profiles. For system administrator, I have not selected this. So what happened here? You are not able to see the application. Are you clear about this? So you will be able to see the application provided if your profile has a permission to see the application. Once the application is created, you want to control the permission on the application. Right now I am creating. At the time of creating, you have chosen some profiles and told for these people the application should be visible. Later on, Once I created an application, after creating an application, I want to control. How can I control? Go to the profile, setup, administer, manage users, profiles, administrator profile, then don't show all these applications. Don't show all these applications. Show only, I told which application? Loan management, and I have sales. I told only two applications, loan management and sales. You are finding some option called default, right? I'll come back to this point. Now, which application should be displayed for system administrator? Only sales and loan. Once you created an application, later on if you want to control, go to the profile of the user, then manage the permissions of the profile. Now again, for manager profile I want to control. So what do you do? Go to the manager profile. Ready? Now which application you want to show? For manager also I told loan and sales. Are you clear about this? Right. Now listen carefully. I want to create an application. I want to create a new application. Once I create a new application, I want to define this application as default. What is the meaning of default? When the user log in for the first time into the Salesforce. When the user log into the Salesforce for the first time into the Salesforce, which application should be open? I have 10 applications. Out of those 10 applications, which application should be opened by default? When you log in for the first time, which application should be opened by default? That is defined as default application. Let me show an example. Look at the point. Setup, build, create apps, new app, I create an application called Institute Management. Next, choose the logo. Next, what are the tabs you want to display? I want to display home, default landing tab, home. Then they're asking, for whom you want to display? For clerk profile, I told it is visible, and I told for clerk profile what I give? Visible and default. I can make it default only when it is visible. Only when it is visible I can make it default. Then for system admin profile also I told should. So who can see? Clerk can see and system admin. Both of them can see, but for the clerk profile it is what? Default. For clerk profile it is default. So what I am doing? I am trying to create a user. Setup, administer, manage users, new user, cross, I have some user, batch. This is the first time we are creating this user. We created role I gave it as clerk, license I gave it as platform. Which profile I am giving? I told if I create a user with a clerk profile, for that user, Institute Management application is the default application. If I create a new user, with a profile called clerk profile. When you log in for the first time, Institute Management app will be open for you. Then open the mail ID. Open the registered email address. So it's the first time that Faraz is logging in. It's the first time. It's the first time that Faraz has logged in. When Faraz has logged in for the first time, so Lightning View came, change to Classic. Which application open? So whichever the application I defined as default application, that will be open only for the first time. Already logged in. Next time onwards, whichever the application you have opened lastly, that will open. It is only for the first time. First time in his life, he is trying to log into his account, then that default application will be open. Now, if I define an application as a default for someone, you cannot delete that application. If you define any application as a default for any profile, you cannot delete that application. Look at the format. I am going to this applications, create application. I am trying to delete first credit card application. We are trying to delete credit card application. Delete it. Application is deleted. But I am trying to delete Institute Management application. So it says for the clerk profile is a default application, you cannot delete it. So if you define any application as a default for any profile, you cannot delete this application. People are clear with this? People are clear with this? Any further queries? Any further queries? Fine. Now the question is, how many applications you can create? How many applications you can create? How many applications you can create? It depends upon edition what you purchased. If you purchased unlimited edition, we can go with the unlimited applications. If you go with the enterprise edition, you can create 10 applications. How many custom applications you can create? The production belongs to ICICI. The production belongs to ICICI Bank, so they can create ICICI loan management, ICICI banking, ICICI credit card, ICICI gold loan, ICICI so on. So how many applications they can create? If it is unlimited edition, unlimited application. If it is enterprise, we can go with the 10 application. If it is a professional edition, 5 application. If it is a developer edition, 12 version. So the number of applications what you can create purely depends upon edition what you have chosen. Number of applications what you can create purely depends upon application, purely depends upon edition what you purchase. All the 4 edition has a choice to create the application, but how many applications you can create depends upon the edition what you purchased. Right. Now let us see the next. Who can create the applications? Who can create new application? Which users in the organization can create a new application. To create the new application, we have a permission called customize application. We have a permission called customize application. Let me show you that. Setup, manage users, profile, choose any one of the profile. There is a permission called customize application. So what is the permission we have? Customize application. If this option is enabled, you will be able to create new application. Who can create a new application? Only those users whose profile has an option of customize application. All the users whose profile has customize application option enabled, only those people can create new application. Am I clear with this? People are clear? Right, boss? Next, look at the technical information. So, how to create a custom application? Setup, build, create apps, new customer. Setup, build, create apps, new customer. Choose the application type as customer console. Enter the application details like label name, application name. Label name will be displayed on the UI. Application name is used to refer to the application programmatically. Choose the logo for the application. Minimum size 3 KB, maximum size 20 KB. Width and height are 300 pixel and 55 pixel. Choose the tabs and default landing tab. Choose all the tabs which you want to display in the application. Choose the default landing tab. What is the default landing tab? Tab whose data you want to display on the home page. That is called default landing tab. Step number 5. Choose the list of profiles for whom you want to display this application. There are two options. What are the two options? Visible, visible and default. When you say visible, all the users with this profile, they can see it. When you say visible and default, all the users with this profile, they can see, and when they log in for the first time, this application will be opened as a default application. How many applications can be created? It depends upon the edition. Then I give a couple of use cases for practice. You can use these use cases. People are clear? Am I clear with this? Clear with this? I hope I am clear. Now, at the time of creating an application, you have seen there are two types, console and custom. You have seen console and custom. Let us understand what is the console app.